You should be coaching Laurie.
Looks like it.
Tools at full forward, so
Paddy won't know where to go.
Paddy might have to run at the footy. Start of the second half here at Shell Reserve. Matchday live this afternoon on Geelong Radio, 100.3 FM. It's Thomson 11-7. They lead Corio 6-4. Lazic in the ruck gets it down the first time in the second half. Goes towards Gardner. Roach running through there as well. Also Stein stands his ground. Burns tries to shuffle the handball there. Gardner somehow got through, then lost the footy. Wolfen's there also. He's bolted up. The umpire will come in and bounce it again. So we've only moved about 5 metres in the first 25 seconds. There'll be a secondary bounce in the middle. The umpire to come in and throw the ball in the air. So it's Lazic up against Clifford with a good run up to Clifford, and try and punch it on. Now Armstrong to Gardner, who got his kick away towards half forward. Oh, Lee Morrison has taken the mark again at half forward, this time on the chest. This time it's a wobbly kick, goes towards Cowan, but it's a pretty good kick at the end, because Matty King, who looks like he got the job on him as well now, is standing the mark on 50, and Mark Cowan, who's kicked 3 goals, will line up for goal number 4.
Good part there, Laurie, by Morrison going to the flank. He created the space there for Cowans to move into, so it was beautiful work by the 2 key forwards.
Yeah, exactly, Eric, and for the benefit of our listeners, Mark's a big boy. He's a bit like a Plugger Lockett. His nickname's Plugger, and he runs very hard and very straight, and that's a nice... Nope, hasn't quite made the distance.
So it's hit the behind post from the marking contest in the square, and 3 for 1 behind, so they go to 11-8-74 now. Thomson, Corio 6-4-40. That is on the Lexus Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 1.5 minutes gone.
Ball in the goal square for Corio. About to bring the ball back into play. It was, well, it's only been kicked 15 or 20 metres, and the ball has been marked. Another ship pass, and Corio slowly but surely moving the ball out of defence, and it's Keating with the footy. Another chip pass again, and he's found King, and they haven't really gone too far. Corio. No, I beg your pardon, Lazarick. Yep. He's gone for the long kick to Barry O'Toole on the centre wing, and through his hands it comes off the back of the pack and out of bounds between wing and half forward, slightly forward of centre for the Thomson side, kicking to the northern end in this third quarter, often referred to as the premiership quarter. And interesting enough, Laurie, most of the scoring's been done at the northern end, and we thought the wind was going the other way.
Yes.
Lazic gets a tap for Corio. Nice little tap down. The fall of the ball, no side able to get any clear purchase on it until little kick off the ground for Thomson. Gets the ball towards half forward. Oh, nice little tap in, but unfortunately the ball was over the line first, and we'll have a throw in 20 metres from the behind, 30 metres perhaps from the behind post, deep in the forward pocket for Thomson. Ball comes in with Morrison doing the ruck work. Oh, Highland just grabbed the ball from mid-air there. Timmy Gardner, a little handball to Highland, back again to Daniels. Daniels has a hot shot from 30. I tell you what, that's what is it? Is it a goal? It's a goal to Daniels. It's a magnificent goal, and well, Cowans certainly was going to kick it if it hadn't been given through, because he had it in his hands. And Stevie Daniels kicked his first for the day, and that's the 12th for the Thomson side. 12-8-80. They lead Corio 6-4-40, and that's on the Lexus and Wyndham scoreboard, and we've been playing 3.5 minutes third quarter, and Thomson started in the right vein, haven't they?
Yeah, well, it's just definitely the way they would have wanted to start this quarter off, and I'm just not sure what Corio can do at the moment. They just, you know, you just can't afford just to play catch-up footy. They just have to work very hard and try and make something turn around for them.
Back in the middle, Armstrong left it behind for Thomson, shuffled out though, slick little handball, got it to Highland. He goes short on the bootlaces. Morrison, handball to Highland, and his handball to Maharis, his handball to Burns, so they cross half forward. Burns got a kick away, goes towards Oakley, who comes out, does well, handball back inboard, looking for Daniels, good bit of time, left foot kick high towards full forward. Morrison getting back there, also Keating gets a high tackle, and will take a free kick in the last line of defence for the Devils. Try and clear it. He wants to come towards the commentary box side, goes short to King in the back pocket. That's okay, and he takes the mark. So now he goes with the right boot towards half back. Roach making a bit of a contest. Maharis also there. Elford pretty close to the boundary line. Keeps the ball in, goes towards Barry O'Toole, and he takes the mark. One to handball, went right, then goes with the left foot kick. Great kick too to Cullen.
Move it.
Open at half forward. Now O'Toole gives him a lead. Should hit him on the chest, and he does. Good play by Corio. They've moved the ball towards Ricky O'Toole, who's taken the mark 30 metres.
I don't know that the left arm's too good. It's Ricky. He went for that basically one-handed. Did you notice? Midway through the third quarter, Melbourne 15-9, Richmond 7-6, Geelong 11-11, Fremantle 9-6.
So Ricky O'Toole now, 30 metres out, directly in front, and he's pushed it, and it's through for one behind to Ricky O'Toole. So they go to 6.5.41 now, the Devils. The Tigers 12.8.80, and that is on the Lexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 5 minutes gone.
Better movement from the footy for Corio there, Laurie, and perhaps he is a focal point up there because he's so quick.
Yeah, well, not only that, I did call earlier, I think he did get a knock at his, if you look there now, he's holding that left arm severely, and that's probably the reason why he's at full forward, I guess.
Well, the kick in from Armstrong, marked by Clifford. He wants to just chip it up. Gardner in front, got a hand to it. Good defensive play. Burns is there, rides a bump, doesn't take the footy with him. Bottled up out just on 50 for Corio, and it'll be a ball up. So the Devils still in attack. And Jason Stein, the last one to get up, gives the ball to umpire McLaughlin, who will bounce it or throw it up. Big pack around the ball. Lazic and Walker. In fact, Atchison's going to do the ruck work. Well, Walker did it by himself in the end. It's through a sets of hands, goes to Barry O'Toole, usually pretty good in this situation. Left foot kick. He's just missed on this occasion. 1 goal to his personal tally. They go to 6.42 now, Corio. And Thomson 12.880. Lexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard.
Well, they're certainly peppering the goals there, Laurie, in the last minute or so, but they need to convert one, don't they?
Yeah, they've got to get their goals on the board, Eric, and try and work their way back into the contest.
Sabali Armstrong with the footy. Beautiful kick. It's going to land almost in the centre, on the centre wing. In front there, Atchison can't take the mark. Comes to ground. The Corio side get it through to a little chip pass to Barry O'Toole, who takes the mark 30 metres out, almost directly in front. And good work there by Bolshevik. Could have blazed away himself, but opted not to do that. Saw O'Toole was free, and this might be the opportunity Corio have been looking for. Taken them almost 7 minutes, unfortunately, in the third quarter. But the opportunity here for Barry O'Toole. Well, he's taken the Glenn McGrath run up. He's back almost in the centre of the ground. And we'll move in now. Barry O'Toole. Already 1 goal, 2 to his name. Not a bad looking approach and not a bad looking kick at all. It's right over the goal umpire's head. That's his second. And that's the goal that Corio have been looking for some time in this third quarter. 7-6-48 is Corio. They trail Thomson 12.880 on the Lexa Wyndham scoreboard. 7.5 minutes, third quarter.
Yes, well, they just got to keep working away and pegging away, haven't they, Eric? And yeah, that's one. I think in the second quarter they put 3 or 4 on top of one another. If they can do that again, it'll bring some more life back into the game.
Back in the middle now, as we said just before the start of the third term. Pretty dark here at Shell Reserve. As the umpire Fox will throw the ball in the air. Clifford and Lazic. They go up. Lazic, good thump down towards Morrison. Can't pick it up. Gets a bump. And loses the football over the top of it now. Could be holding the ball. No, the umpire says it is. Just on the attacking side of the centre circle for Thomson.
Like the way he ran at the footy then, Laurie. Certainly the footy was the object.
Yes.
Ball up again. Lazic and Clifford. They both get a hand to it. And Cullen held up in the middle by Paddy Burns. So the umpire will do it all again. Third time now. Still a big pack around the ball. Lazic, Gardner's going to go as well. They try and get it down. This time it's over the back towards Shelford's there also. Burns fighting hard for it. And the umpire will do it all again. So free kick time maybe, boys.
Yeah, it's four in a row.
4 in a row, still in the middle.
Too often.
So the umpire now will throw it up still in the centre square. Somebody said there's a bit of blood, is there somewhere? No. So the umpire will throw it up. Clifford and Lazic for the 4th time. Lazic, big thumper weight. Keating tries to tap it on, but only the advantage of Daniels. Gets ripped off the footy, but got to kick away. Might fall towards Armstrong. Sits in there, can't pick it up at the first attempt. Handball quickly to Dale Morrison. Kick over the shoulder towards full forward. 2 on 2. Cowan's there, Maharis as well. Great roving at the front of the pack. Lee Morrison, has he finished off the goal? Yes, he has.
When you're hot, you're hot.
And, well, I don't know what the goal umpire's waiting for, because the central umpire said yes, all clear, and it is Lee Morrison's 5th goal. Great roving at the front of the pack, and the 13th for Thomson. They go to 13.886 and they lead Corio 7.6.48, and that is on the Lexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 9.5 minutes being played.
He certainly doesn't need any tuition with the snaps, Eric.
No.
He snapped that beautifully, didn't it?
But he read it so well. Like 4 players went for the ball in the air, and he saw fit to row from the front of the pack, and it was just excellent.
I was just watching play there, Eric, just a little incidental while I've got a minute there. I just see this huge pack of players, and I wonder sometimes why everyone wants to be in the pack. I'd want to stand up 10 metres off the pack if I was there.
Well, particularly if you're Corio, they don't need a pack. That's certainly the thing.
No,
They
exactly.
want to open it up and get the ball down forward. Ball up in the middle once again. Lazic, well, he probably got the better of it, but tap forward there by the Corio side comes finally to
Gundry.
Gundry, was it? Kicks into the forward line. Well, Bradley looking for the safety of the boundary, can't find it. Comes from Gann back to Bradley on the left foot. Nice little chip, and he's found Lazic on half-back flank, and Daniel's endeavouring to take the advantage. Wasn't there, so Lazic now has the footy. Looking for some movement further up there. Terrible kick. It's gone straight to Alford on centre wing of Corio, of course, and the turnover has taken place. So now Alford kicked the ball back into the forward line for Corio. Goes to centre forward. Lazic completes the mark, comes to ground. Good work there by the young man, Anderton. Handball across to Highland. Highland goes right across the ground. Dangerous kick, but it's safe because Armstrong has taken the mark. He's for Timmy Gardner on centre wing. Gardner with pace. He outruns Keating there, gets the ball on the right foot. A diving mark there by Maharis on half forward flank, and Thomson have moved the ball beautifully from one end of the ground to the other. Can they capitalise? Maharis goes into the full forward. Oh, it's got to be a free kick surely to Morrison. Who was it? Went right over the top of him.
Bennett.
And 50.
And well, that's just slack play, isn't it? That's very poor defensive work, and the ball getting kicked all around the place, and certainly the last place is going to end up was in the arms of Morrison, so he's going to have the free kick now. The man on the mark is standing on the goal line, so Lee Morrison, he's kicked 5, about to make it 6, and really start to the discipline of the Corio defence was a bit ordinary there, and there it is. That's goal number 6 for Lee Morrison. Goal number 14 for the Thomson side. 28.92. They lead Corio 7-6-48 on the Lexus and Wyndham scoreboard. 12 minutes into the third quarter, and Laurie, just the sheer lack of discipline there.
Yes, Eric, I know it's common practice in this footy at the moment for most coaches to bring the players off when they give 50-metre penalties, but he was getting dragged no matter what, I can tell you that. And he's off now, Kingy, and he's played quite, he's tried hard, so it's a little bit unfortunate he did that.
So King off the ground, and McNamara coming on. And see Gundry coming off and Eldridge coming back on as well. So a couple of changes for Corio.
But Jason, you take our mind back to that prior to that goal. It was great running from Timmy Gardner there. If you're prepared to run and move the ball, you can finish up giving your forwards many opportunities.
It's great to watch him run away, isn't it? Because you just see guys trying to grab at his back, and he's just able to stay just in front of him, isn't he?
Well, it's one of the things that doesn't happen enough in GDFL footy, and when I see it, I love to see it. I mean, you've got to cross the lines and you've got to move it. It gets people moving, and yeah, it adds another dimension to our footy, I feel.
Bit of a disturbing trait at Shell Stadium. Geelong three-quarter time 11-15. Lead Fremantle 10-6. They're getting plenty of shots, not capitalising.
Back in the middle here at Shell Reserve. Grabs us on, Oakley off. Lazic gets it down towards Highland, who stands in the tackle. Oh, and then hands it back to Lazic. Tumbling towards half forward, Bigham. There's Grapsis, that's Grapsis' man. Now, if they can get it out to him, he's sitting out there. There's Morrison. He tried to tap it back towards Maharis. He fights hard with it with Gundry and also Bennett, and it's held up at half forward. Will be a ball up.
Sneaky move, Grapsis. He came on just in front of us. He went right along the boundary line, and so they've been able to flip the ball over. Gee whiz, that's use of the interchange bench, isn't it?
And a lot of times it happens, Eric.
Ball up. Goes to the pack again, Bennett. And it will be another ball up. No, umpire will do it again. Pat Burns getting off the bottom of the pack. So, umpire throws the ball up. Morrison goes up with Lazarick. Now falls to the side. Bowman gets a kick away. And Curvis and McNamara. And Curvis leads in the race for the footy. And kick around the corner towards Dale Morrison, who takes the mark in front of Elford.
Yeah, be careful, it's not 50 again.
But he's right on the boundary line, about 50 metres out, so trying to look for somebody on a lead, maybe Cowan, who starts a lead now and keeps going, but he's out. Morrison kicks towards brother Lee, who's ripped off the football, and
it was so obvious, wasn't it? The umpire side on, same angle that we had, and he just grabbed him round the waist.
And 50.
Well, that could well be talking back to the umpire, perhaps.
Yep, I'd say so.
And that really is the sort of discipline that Corio don't need, Laurie, at the moment, isn't it?
Not at all, Eric.
So Lee Morrison is kick 6, now kick 7, and we're only 15 minutes into the third quarter.
See, looks like it might be Gundry coming off, King coming back on. So some changes in the back line for the Devils.
So all as a result of 50-metre volleys, I think. So on the Leicester Wyndham scoreboard, 7-6:48 Corio. They're now trailing badly. Thomson 15-8-98.
Bennett, sorry to Gundry. Bennett coming off the ground.
Yes, Corio have lost the plot a little bit at the moment, unfortunately, and they've got to get back onto their thinking and get back on just playing football. And look, they've had nothing but trouble from Lee Morrison from the first kick of the day just about, and you know, I guess we've said he's having one of those days out. But I've seen him play a couple of handy games this year as well, Eric. And
the good part of that play, Laurie, was the fact that Cowans went very early, and they still had Maharis and Lee Morrison in the goal square as marking targets, didn't they? So their forward setup is very, very good today.
And they've had plenty of options all day, haven't they?
Back in the middle now. Lazic and Clifford. Clifford gets it down to Cullen on this occasion, gets a left foot kick around the corner to O'Toole. It's pretty easy footy when it's like that. And Barry O'Toole's taken the mark.
It's a training drill, Jason.
Yeah, out of the middle. So he's kicked 2 goals too this afternoon, Barry O'Toole. Andrew Atchison stands the mark about 45 metres out. So directly in front, Barry O'Toole. He's third and Crier's 8th. He comes in now. He's pretty close to the man on the mark. It's the tumbling punt. Might fall to the front, and Pat Burns wasn't even looking at the footy but got a hand to it and threw sets of hands to Timmy Gardner, who gets it wide, looking for Woofenden. Keating beats him to the race of the ball, but it doesn't sit for him, and Woofenden might be happy to see it over. Keating can't keep it in, and it will be a boundary thrown at half back for Thomson. So we're able to break from the defensive line, the Tigers, and get it out to half back. Lazic comes across to do the ruck work against Clifford at the boundary throw in, throws it in now. Barry O'Toole in there also, goes towards Woofenden, offhand, Barry O'Toole there again, get the handball out towards Carl O'Toole, coming across Stein, also a standing up ball, Cullen now, they can't get it out, pack develops, will be a ball up.
Laurie, we're seeing Timmy Gardner play a different role today. Normally he's ferreting in the bottom of packs, getting the foot, but today he's really playing the link play, and he's doing it very, very well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played very well. I thought just latter part of the second quarter, Eric, maybe just a little bit quiet, but he's worked his way back in the game again now.
So another boundary throw in from that ruck contest.
It's called skill and experience.
Yes, and he does it very nicely.
Now boundary throw in Walker and Anderton. Walker with a big right fist to it, but only as far as Lazic, who did well, just held it up, goes to the left foot, goes wide, looking for Daniels. Elge behind. Oh, Daniels, good mark. Good strength by the youngster, and takes the mark at half back.
Good vertical leap too, went pretty well straight up.
Goes towards Morrison. Great roving by Highland, ducked the head, Clifford, but he got his kick away as Clifford tackled him towards the vacant half forward flank. Now Maharis, and he'll see it over the boundary line at half forward now for Thomson.
That really was the perfect roving, Laurie, right in front of us. The big man went up, Christian Highland staying at ground level, took the footy, eluded the tackle and just progressed the ball 35 metres at the ground.
And also a good umpiring. He did duck his head and he let it play on, which was good umpiring.
Thrown in. Now goes to Morrison again. That's Lee. It's kick 7. Goes along towards Cowan, who works to the front. Now tapped away by McNamara coming through Maharis. Now I think Bowman might beat him to the footy. It's pretty quick, Bowman. And if it sits for him, it'll be okay. He gets back onto his right boot. Drives it back towards centre half back. Elford. And Gardner Elford takes a good mark and plays on. Go left boot towards half forward. Lazic takes the mark. The open forward line. He goes towards Atchison and also Walker there, and Anderton. Handball to Daniels, set him up. Now Walker, he wanted to get the handball over, but Daniels recovers and does well and breaks away. Goes from centre half back towards centre half forward. Good kick. Finds Gardner. Gardner stands there, gives it across to Woofenden running past. Goes to the right boot, long towards Cowan. He stands in front, the big man, can't take the mark. McNamara, great roving by Morrison again. This time can't get his foot to it cleanly, and running through the middle. Oh well, great smother by Morrison. If anything, it probably should have set up for him. He would have been able to kick another goal, but it hasn't. It goes towards Maharis, so he's pretty close to the boundary line. Tried to get it back towards Dale Morrison. He's on hands and knees, gets it back towards Maharis and grabs us. Got to kick away somehow, and it's okay. It's fallen backwards towards Nankervis. So they've done well there, and Terry Nankervis has taken the mark about 35 metres out from goal.
But weren't prepared to go out, Laurie, were they? Thomson reckons a scoring opportunity and they want it.
Yeah, not at all. And Terry hasn't done too much wrong to
No.
on his wing.
Done nicely.
So he comes in now. Oh, sets it high. Don't think it's made the distance, has it? Morrison in front. Hasn't taken the mark. Play on the call. And held to him on this occasion.
You would have thought the umpire paid him, Mark, wouldn't you? Had one of those days.
I think Terry's been reading Mark's lips. Pass it to me.
Ball thrown up almost in the goal square. Comes to ground. Corio trying desperately to clear it out of the danger zone here. Very close to the boundary line. The umpire's paid kicking in danger. Who's it going to?
Thomson.
Thomson free kick. And it's Shane Grapsis. He's on the correct side for a left footer. And he's only 10 metres from the man on the 10 metres from the behind post. And Shane Grapsis is in fact outside the boundary line. And surely you would think perhaps run around here. But the sort of goal that forward pocket goal sneaks often get. So
just keep your eye on that number 2 for a minute.
Shane Grapsis moves in now on the left foot. It's very low trajectory and it's marked in the goal square by Keating. Yep. Keating of Corio has the mark. Cowan on the mark. Runs straight down the ground. Little chip pass and he's found a teammate there in Clifford. And Clifford for Corio takes the mark. Oh, an up and under kick. It's heading towards centre wing. In front was Paddy Burns. Can't take the mark, but when it hit the ground, he was first there.
Contest, doesn't he?
And it was vintage Paddy Burns on that occasion. Couldn't get the mark, but Cullen was almost at the ball, but Paddy Burns was under him. So the ball thrown up by the umpire, centre wing. Lassick gets the clear tap down. Goes to Morrison, Timmy Gardner. Well, he gets it to Daniels. Daniels across to Nankervis. Nankervis, a long kick into centre half forward. Morrison can't take the mark. Good spoil there by King. Oh, great spoil. Also smothered by Maharis. Great tackling by the Thomson side. Well, it's come to Shane Grapsis 20 metres out and has kicked the goal. So an opportunity there for Thomson. They took it. Shane Grapsis kicks his first, and that's the 16th for the Thomson side. 16-8, 104 Thomson. They lead Corio 7-6-48 on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. 22 minutes, third quarter.
That's what he's there for, Laurie.
Yes, certainly that. I was thinking more of the score, Jason. I thought she's drifting well out here now, and it's a commanding effort from Thomson at the moment. Corio have got to try and bridge it somehow, Eric. I don't know how they could do it, but there's another quarter to go, and they don't want this to really blow out.
Back in the middle. Lazic got it down to Barry. He's in the middle. Gets a quick kick away towards full forward. Bradley has to come out and meet it. He backs himself. Gann across there as well. Bolchevic and Ricky O'Toole. Foot race. O'Toole will get there first. Gann doesn't keep his feet. O'Toole does. Bradley comes in. O'Toole still keeps his feet. He's still going and he's done well. He breaks free, but then he's tackled, ripped off the football. And might that be? I think it might be Mr. Burns, who's on hands and knees as always. Just doesn't want to give Ricky O'Toole a possession anywhere where he's on the ground. He's not even playing on him anymore.
There's probably some umpires that play that holding the ball. You know, with the tackle caused the spill out.
The spill of the ball.
He'd had an opportunity to get rid of it, but out of bounds, 30 metres from the blind post. In front, Lazic has done a good job. Ruck Lazic, IG, and gets the ball forward, and it's finally kicked forward in the direction of Ricky O'Toole, but unfortunately over the boundary line before he can get to it. So 5 metres from behind post, 23 minutes gone, third quarter. 16-8 plays 7-6. Thomson in control. Ball thrown in, good throw in. Over the top was Oakley of Thomson. It's come down, and that's a miraculous spot for Bolchevic, but he's hooked it, and under behind off Johnny Bolchevic. That's 2-2 to him. 7-7-49 is Corio. So trial Thomson 16-8 104, and that's on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard.
Armstrong goes short on this occasion, finds Anderton, got Armstrong running past again, so gives it to Spud, goes to the right foot kick towards Dale Morrison, who takes the mark at half back in front of McNamara. Might be able to towards centre wing. Morrison goes short along the boundary line to Tim Gardner, he takes the mark. Now Gardner wants to hold it up, he might go long towards Maharis, give him a lead, and Morrison, they go in that direction. Clifford in front, Maharis used the body beautifully. Just experience there, Nick Maharis. Used the body just to nudge out Clifford just at the right time. And the mummy, as the way he looks today, because he's got the tape around his head.
Three-quarter time, Bannockburn 18-7, West Cricket 10-9.
Now Maharis back in the middle, looking for Armstrong, goes up, Spud, takes the mark. Sabali Armstrong, held up by Cullen. Just gives his defenders a bit of time to pick up their players. He'll go with the right boot, long. Towards the leader, Care. When he goes in that direction now, he goes up all over the top of him. Highland tries to tap it on towards Grapsis. And he and Carlo Tool might see it over the boundary line. They will. And it is a boundary thrown in between half forward and the forward pocket for Thomson attacking the northern end in this third term.
Early in the last quarter at Shell Stadium, along 11-17. Fremantle 10-9, three-quarter time, Melbourne 15-10, Richmond 9-11.
Barry O'Toole's taken the mark on the last line defence here for the Devils. We've been playing 25.5 minutes here in the third term. Now O'Toole goes long looking for Roach. Daniels and also Gundry go up. Gundry can't take the mark off hand. Eldridge going to be wrapped up by Wolfenden. Got the nose. Highland gets around one, gets around two. Slick little handball to Wolfenden. Hands handball underneath looking for Daniels and gets it. Handball out wide over the head of Grapsis. Now Grapsis on the left side. Goes back inboard looking for Cowan. Can't take it with him. Now off and getting it away Alford. And Alford might be able to see it over the boundary line. I don't think Armstrong will be able to keep it in. He can't. And it will be out of bounds for a boundary thrown at half forward.
Another goal to Modra. 8 points the difference at Shell Stadium. 10 minutes left with it.
Well, it's going to be a boundary throw in here at half forward for Thomson. Morrison and Clifford. Clifford in front. Got it down towards Bolchevic. And goes back towards Gant. Fresh air shot. Bolchevic leaves it behind. Cullen over the top as well. Held up by Mitchell. Pretty close to the boundary line. Can't keep it in. It will be a boundary throw in on centre wing on the grandstand side. 16.04 Thomson. Corio 7.7.49. And it will be Highland at the back of the pack now on hands and knees. Pack develops around him and we can't go anywhere, so we're going to have another ball up.
Almost 27 minutes in the third quarter here. 16-8 Thomson, 7-7 Corio. Umpire with the ball. Centre wing in front of the change rooms here at Shell Reserve. While puts the ball up. High there was Dale Morrison, but comes forward for Corio. Lazic takes the ball, doesn't know where to go. It's put down to ground. Handball comes out to Gann of Thomson. He drives it to half forward. Barry O'Toole reads it a bit better than Armstrong on that occasion. Goes back into the corridor. A dangerous kick because descending on it was Maharis there of Thomson. The kick has gone to half forward in the arms of Bowman there. Bowman has a hot shot under pressure, but it's gone offline, but a great mark there by Ricky O'Toole in the forward pocket. He's gone right across the face of goal to Bolchevic, who's completely unmarked and 50. Will get 50 if the umpires are consistent, and he certainly is. And, just a little over exuberant, I think, Dale Morrison on that occasion. And
Anderton.
I beg your pardon, Anderton, was it? And he's coming off. Lazic's coming off with that leg is pretty sore again. And in the meantime, Bolchevic has the free kick in the goal square. And, well, Anderton has been told to stay there as Bolchevic just pops the ball over the goal umpire's head for his third. And the 8th for the Corio side. 8-7-55 Corio. They trail Thomson 16-8-104. On the Lexus Wyndham scoreboard, 28 minutes into the third quarter. And that's interesting, Laurie. The coach didn't deem it worthy of coming off the ground for the 50 metre. So Anderton stays on.
Yeah, well, it's a strange one because it's normally the practice to leave the ground, isn't it?
Or perhaps the problem with player Lazic coming off with a gammy leg.
And I think common sense prevailed there too, Eric.
There was nothing malicious in it, I've got to say, but I mean the rules are there and was reasonably well applied by the umpire. Ball in the middle once again. Good jump there by young Oakley doing the ruck work for the Thomson side, but it comes Bigham at centre half back for Corio. He drives the ball wide to centre wing. Players, well, not able to take possession of the ball. It comes to Lazaric. Looks like wearing number 11. They've got two 11s out there. The top's gone off his 7. In the meantime, the ball at centre half back. The free kick has gone to Steen, and Steen of Thomson will relieve the pressure for Thomson. 29 minutes into the third quarter, and the sun comes out all of a sudden. We can see he drives the ball. Well, good use of the body by Savali Armstrong, and the umpire let it go. He runs on quickly. The lead is at half forward. Great Mark Maharis. A little flick pass to Timmy Gardner. He probably went one step too many, Laurie, I think.
Yeah, he did.
And Keating it is, intercepts for the Corio side, kicks it towards centre wing, but it's over the boundary. And just a very good forward move there by Thomson. probably spoilt by Timmy Gardner taking one step too
Well,
many.
it was just a bit unfortunate. It was terrific play. It was a little quick hand pass from a mark, and that's the way to move it forward, but it was just a bit unfortunate.
Ruck contest to the front of the pack, Grapsis and Eldridge, and keeps it in somehow. Back towards Timmy Gardner. Can't take the mark. Good mark by Shea Walker. And half back for Corio. It's a switch play. Got a couple running for him across half back. Morrison can't hold McNamara from taking the mark. That is Matthew McNamara. Goes towards Lazarick. Lazarick takes it. He goes towards half forward. Roach leads in the ball. Stein's there. Bowman as well. 2 on 1. And is that a push to the back? No, to the umpire. Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah, good decision.
And it will be a push to David Roach, who was in front, plays on quickly, goes to the right boot, a tumbling punt towards Bradley in front of O'Toole, and free kick for a high tackle, said the umpire. So it's going to be Thompson's advantage paid. Bradley standing in front of the mark, goes, tumbling punt by him to Armstrong on the boundary line, getting across there. Keating as well. I don't think you can keep it in, you can't do so. It'll be a boundary throw in on centre wing.
It was interesting, Laurie. I think umpire McLaughlin's probably umpired a fair bit of GFL this year, and the experienced umpire allowed the advantage to be paid. And gee, it creates a more open game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does, Eric, and just gives that little bit
more
surety
confidence
for the players as well. You know, they know they can do it.
Ball back to centre half forward for Corio. Picked up, driven forward. Well, Ricky O'Toole tried to reach his opponent in Bradley out. He doesn't have to. He's picked up the ball, kicked it end over end from 25 metres out, and has kicked the goal. So perhaps a fortunate goal for Ricky O'Toole, but did it well. And the 9th get on the board for Corio. 9-7, 61 to Thomson 16-8, 104 on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. And it's 31, almost 32 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, I think a little bit of class showed there, Eric. It looked like a lucky goal, but I think those guys with that sort of skill seem to know how to do that. It's a Peter Dacos kick, I call that.
Yes, and he made that his own signature, didn't he, Peter Dacos?
Back in the middle now, Oakley, who's come on and will be in ruck for Lazic, up against Shea Walker. He's got a fair leap on him too, Oakley, so let's definitely match it with Walker. Ball in the air, goes up and gets it down. Keating off the half-back flank, gets a tumbling punt towards half-forward. Foot race now, Gann and Anderton. And the shepherd from Stein also over there, O'Toole. He's outnumbered. Anderton backs himself, then handballs blindly to Stein, but it's okay. He gives it to Bradley. He can give it to Gardner. Got Gann on the inside. He gives it to him. Gann left boot goes towards centre wing. Oak pushes in the back for O'Toole. No, to the umpire. Oakley gets it away to Daniels. He goes for the torpedo punt towards Maharis, and there's a push.
It's got to be a free kick.
Well, but they've got something to come back there, because that was a push in the middle.
They were equally as blatant, weren't
yes,
they?
They were.
So the umpire...
So Maharis has got it for a push in the back, and he'll line up from directly in front about 45 metres out. I reckon he might just struggle for distance here, or accuracy rather. Nick Maharis, he comes in both. There you go, goes towards the pocket. In fact, he was trying to probably pass the cow, and he'd tell you, but Rowe, Morrison tries to break free. That's dropping the ball to the umpire, and it will be a free kick.
That amazes me. When the bloke gets a handball away, how can they have dropping the ball?
Bowman gets a right foot kick long towards Cullen, lets it bounce, and Burns and also Armstrong come at him, and right on the three-quarter time siren. That's all we'll have, and at three-quarter time it is Thomson 16-8, 104, and it is Corio 9-7, 61 in that quarter. 5 goals 1 to Thomson, and Corio kicked 3 goals 3. Thomson goal kickers 7 goals to Lee Morrison at three-quarter time, Mark Cowan 3, Sabali Armstrong 2, and singles to Shane Grapsis, Stevie Daniels, Dean Oakley and a Rick Humphrywell for Corio, 3 to John Bolshevik and 2 each to Shea Walker and Barry O'Toole, singles to Ricky O'Toole and to David Roach. But at three-quarter time it's a handy lead to Thomson 16.